I'm Mark Westcott from Highland, Illinois.
And I'm his wife, Bonnie. In January, Mark and I traveled down to Back Bay Mission for our 7th annual getaway. He's been here 9 years. This is my 7th. For some sunshine and adventure. We never really know what projects we'll get into, but we always know that a God wink is probably in the midst of it all. And this year would not disappoint us. The focus was shoes, lots of shoes, and socks, lots of socks. They were stored in boxes and bags in 2 buildings, but were not on the feet of people who really needed them. They had way more than the Micah Day Center could give away, so the challenge began. How can we ever get all of these shoes and all of these socks to people who would be able to warm and protect their feet from the Mississippi weather? Little did we know, which was probably a good thing, that there were 414 pairs of shoes and 3,250 pairs of socks to distribute. Where do we even begin? We began handing out shoes and socks to the unsheltered who came to Loaves and Fishes for meals on 2 of the coldest days in January. 36 years of working in inner city in Illinois and St. Louis, Missouri had my head spinning as we traveled around Biloxi, and I started thinking about what organizations that we drove by would be able to help us solve this dilemma. And ironically, 14 blocks down the road, we stopped at Coastal Family Health Center pediatric building. After talking to a receptionist in that building, she directed us to the building next door and gave us the name of a person to contact over there. I went into the building next door and stopped at the front desk. I identified myself as a volunteer at Back Bay Mission and told her about the shoes and socks and asked for the contact person I was referred to. The receptionist said, "No, you need to talk to Myra Walker. She will be able to help you." Hallelujah. Myra was not at her desk, so I took her phone number, called, and left a message on her answering machine. Myra arrived at Back Bay Mission that afternoon and took a carload of socks, and we showed her what we had stored in the 2 buildings. She said she would take everything that we could give her. So for 10 days, we were transporting shoes and socks to Myra's office, with grateful help from George, the security guard. Shoes and socks went down to Feed My Sheep, Inside Outside Outreach, a mental health clinic, Jacob's Well, and Pascagoula schools. We made multiple trips by car and truck to get everything to Myra so she could share them with those who could use them. She even called us one evening and asked if we had more socks. She had run out of socks that we had given her. So in the morning, Mark gathered up more socks and took them to her office. Our final delivery of shoes and socks was on February 1st. And that afternoon, Myra called us to say that all of the shoes and all of the socks were on their way to people who desperately needed them. We did leave a small case of small, medium, large, and extra large socks for future giveaways at the Micah Day Center. Since we are long-term volunteers, we were able to see the completion of this project from beginning to end, with valuable support from many organizations in this surrounding area. So 13 cases of socks, 24 cases of shoes are now warming and protecting the feet of many people. So, what is our next mission?
I guess we'll find out, huh?